Hey folks, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Mike P., and this is the Asset Champion Podcast. Like and subscribe on YouTube if you have not done so already. That way you won't miss any of these wonderful conversations with industry leaders from the world of facilities and asset management. I love to hear their stories. I hope you are inspired by them. And with that in mind, I am thrilled today to bring in a first-time visitor to this program, but someone who I would say is a long-time listener and friend of the podcast. He is joining us from the beautiful Caribbean islands, and most specifically, the islands of Saint Kitts and Nevis, the country of Saint Kitts and Nevis. And his name, he is the Senior Facilities Manager at Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine, and his name is Lawrence Boodasingh. Lawrence, welcome to the Asset Champion Podcast.
Hi, Mike. Thanks very much. It's great to be here.
Well, it's great to have you, Lawrence, and I know we've chatted a couple times getting ready for this conversation, and I hope I did okay. I stumbled a little bit, but St. Kitts and Nevis in the Caribbean or Caribbean islands. I always get it confused because I'm a big Disney fan, and the pirates tell me one way, and I hear it the other way. What do you say?
That's okay. You did a great job. In the Caribbean, we say Caribbean, but there are different accents, and any way is acceptable, really.
I love it. And St. Kitts and Nevis, you mentioned this is one of the smallest countries in the world. Is that true?
It is. It's the smallest country in the Western Hemisphere.
Wow. But you were not originally from there, you tell me.
I am not originally from St. Kitts. I am from Trinidad and Tobago.
A place with many friends. A place where I have many friends. Yes.
That's right. Tyrell Melville, Mr. Edward Casal, etc. Yeah. So
yes, shout outs.
I am
to
Trinidadian.
Tyrell. You are Trinidadian. I love it. And you're also, I hope I didn't speak out of turn, a listener of this program and my podcasts in general. Thank you for that, by the way. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. I've been a listener since your embryonic stages when you had the
FM Innovator?
FM Innovator.
Wow. You're taking me back, Lawrence, over a decade almost. And I don't look a day over 16 when I started that show. I've aged rapidly being a podcast host. No, it's been a joy. Thank you. It's been a blessing and a joy to do this. And again, as I mentioned at the top, to tell these stories. And I think my listeners really do appreciate hearing from people like you because you have this incredible journey in the world of facility management, asset management, and you have all the credentials. I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile, Lawrence. First of all, congratulations to you for taking this journey and really doing what we talk about here a lot, upskilling, getting credentials, taking that step to learn something new, and you've constantly done it. But you tell me a little bit about how you ended up where you are today.
All right. So thanks again for me being on the show. And we've been through the introductory bits. So I'm Trinidadian. I did all my schooling up to the first tertiary level in Trinidad, where I started out in the hospitality industry with an associate degree in food and beverage management because I've always had a passion for being of service, customer service experiences, operational excellence, leadership, and just creating exceptional spaces for persons, for people to enjoy spaces.
Wonderful.
And I worked in the hospitality industry for a few years between 2000, 2004. And that, I think, would become instrumental in my FM career to where I am now. Of course, I didn't know that then. But then in 2004, I relocated to London in England.
Oh, wow.
And I worked in hospitality for a short period, and then I transitioned across to the National Health Service. I started off there at the very junior level of being a mailroom attendant, and I worked my way straight up through to facilities coordinator under the excellent mentorship of the head of the NHS at the time, Mr. Malcolm Crawford, because of course mentorship is key in all our development as professionals, particularly in FM. And during that time, I think he saw something in me that maybe I did not see at the time. And, you know, that's what mentors do. And he introduced me to the British Institute of Facilities Management, which is now the Institute of Workplace and Facilities Management. And
IWFM, yes.
Yeah, IWFM. So I got credentialed with the BIFM, and then that changed to IWFM. And I got up to certified status, so I'm now CIWFM. And I worked in the National Health Service, supporting not medical environments at the time, but more so commercial administrative offices for the strategic health authorities across London. And I worked there up to 2011. However, one of the key things that I was able to gain some valuable experience in emergency preparedness and business continuity, as well as crisis management, when I played a key role in supporting major incident activities associated with the London terror attacks in 2007.
Oh, okay.
So that was quite a learning experience for me.
Sure.
Of course, a very unfortunate experience for many others. And then in 2011, I returned to Trinidad because of my passion for FM. And at the time, FM in the Caribbean was still in its sort of embryonic stages. And I had a passion to share my knowledge and my experience. And I quickly joined Service Limited, where I provided FM services to Class A commercial real estate portfolios with clients like BP, Atlantic LNG, Halliburton, and the accounting sector, PricewaterhouseCoopers, KPMG, etc.
Excellent.
During that time, I of course, coming from a British FM background, through all my learning FM years, and now transitioning to the Caribbean, which is in the FM world is predominantly American now. It was key for me to become affiliated with IFMA and
yes,
all the North American standards. And I quickly got involved, and I got my FMP, as well as simultaneously doing a BSc in Occupational Health, Safety and Environmental Management.
Wow.
So I worked there in an operational role, FM operational role, straight up to fast forward to 2020, when I got the opportunity to relocate to Saint Kitts at the Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine, which is an American higher educational and medical research university. At Ross, I look after a 60-acre campus. It's a veterinary teaching, clinical, and research campus. And I predominantly look after all the learning facilities, animal care facilities, diagnostic laboratories, pathological, anatomical, vivarium operations, and all the critical infrastructure essential to student success, and their research outcomes. Of course, very familiar to all of us, between 2020 and 2022, we had the COVID-19 pandemic. Being on a small island here, you know, that predominantly had a great impact on our operations, because we are an American university. The majority of our students are North American. So getting the students back and forth in that sort of control environment was quite a challenge. And I think my previous years, as I mentioned in 2007, where I gained the experience of leading business continuity efforts in London, I quickly was able to use those experiences in 2022 to lead business continuity efforts to get our campus back up to a state of readiness for got all the student movement, logistics going, operational support for a very unique environment to make sure that the veterinary teaching and research programs were consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, the campus sort of stabilized between 2023 and 2026 to date, and I continue to lead major campus infrastructure, asset management, capital renewal projects, and all FM operations at Ross University. And we are a fully accredited AVMA and AAALAC international institution. In 2025, I was successful with my CFM, and
Congrats.
Thank you very much. And in 2026, this year, I was able to graduate from the University of Texas at San Antonio, UTSA.
Wow. Hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em horns. And yeah, I was able to graduate with my master's in facilities management. And here I am. I continue to deliver world-class service to higher education and continue my active engagement with IFPA and the global FM community.
That is amazing, Lawrence. Interesting, fascinating story. You have all the experience you've learned along the way, and the journey continues right here in 2026 and beyond. I am so looking forward to hearing some of your perspectives about the world in which we operate today and the future of facility and asset management. So we're going to talk about it all. But before we go too far, you know me, they call me DJ Mike P, and I love talking about music. And you were so kind as to prepare me for a lot of this by filling out my questionnaire, and not everybody does that, so thank you. But I'm so excited about this question because I know we have some musical taste in common, and you mentioned a couple of artists that I don't think we've ever mentioned on this show before. So please, give me your top type of music.
So my top type of music is 80s electro dance music, you know.
Yes, yes. I love it.
Tunes by Laura Branigan, Self Control, Noel,
there it
Silent
is.
Morning, yeah, Alphaville.
Alphaville.
Yeah. The good old Toto, Africa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're bringing back all the memories from my childhood and the 80s, and I continue to listen to it. In fact, the one that jumped out was Self Control by Laura Branigan. Everybody, come on. What a great guitar riff.
That's pretty good.
The night, and then the keyboards come in. You take my self-control, Lawrence. And of course, Forever Young. As I mentioned, I still look 16. Haha, joke. I still am forever young because of Alphaville and Big in Japan. And that song is like the 80s soundtrack for so many things.
Course.
Napoleon Dynamite, they used it in that movie to kind of set the theme for that 80s feeling. And it just continues to bring me joy. So thank you for that. What else brings you joy as far as the way of motivational quotes or an inspirational quote? Can you share one with us?
Absolutely. Well, I've got two in fact. So one of the key ones that I take with me is many years ago when I first met our beloved colleague, Professor Thomas Mitchell, a stalwart in the FM world.
He has been a guest on this show, actually, from San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yes, yeah. Thomas is great.
Yeah, he was actually one of my lecturers in my master's course. Very great guy.
Awesome.
He mentioned a quote by Benjamin Franklin, and I think key to FM professionals. vision without strategy is a hallucination.
Ooh, okay.
All right. And then
Yeah.
the other one that I take with me every day, it's actually my daily WhatsApp status, is we must show up for life to find joy in every day.
We must show up to find joy. And that's a daily part of life. I love that. I love that philosophy. I find that inspiring as well. And we have so many opportunities to deliver on that motto and bring joy to others through this profession of facility management. And it kind of identifies what you are, Lawrence, which is an asset champion, someone who is taking this role seriously and doing all they can to have an impact on the built environment and the people in our places and spaces. So with that in mind, when you found out you'd be a guest on this show, what does it take in your perspective to be an leader in the world of asset and facility management today?
So, Mike, I would say as a FM professional, and as it relates to being an asset champion, it's key for FMs to, treat every asset as your own. Right? As leaders, we are entrusted with huge organizational resources, critical infrastructure, and huge budgets that support organizational success. Our responsibility is to deliver Class A customer service because, of course, people come first in FM. And then
Absolutely.
we need to align ourselves with the strategic direction of the organizations that we work and serve to create safe and reliable, high-performing built environments. And particularly, like in my case, we need to be careful with the resources that are available to us because sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't.
Right.
All right. And then another key point is to leverage the technology that we have available to us and use the data to make smarter decisions. So we need to use tools, AI tools. We need to use CMMS platforms, take advantage of IoT monitoring devices, and set KPIs for us to drive ourselves to track asset performance, identify trends, so that we can optimize our maintenance strategies to extend asset life, and also to make informed life cycle and capital planning decisions. And then finally, I would say we need to drive accountability and asset stewardship. We need to lead our teams and train our teams to take ownership of the assets that they operate and maintain. And don't allow assets to fail unnecessarily on you. We need to do what is safe, practical, and necessary to keep our equipment and infrastructure operating effectively.
So well said, Lawrence, and a great summary of all the things that we talk about at IFMA. And I hope to see you at World Workplace in Anaheim. Are you planning to attend, do you think?
I will be there.
All right. All
Paid up
right.
and I'm booked. Flights booked and everything.
And we've met once before, right, at a previous World Workplace.
That's right. We've met in Phoenix and we've met in Denver as well, but we did not get a chance to speak in Denver. When I met with you in Phoenix, we had a brief conversation with Tyrell as well.
Ah, yes, I remember it. I hope to see Tyrell at a future event as well. I see we're running out of time, and I know we didn't get to all the questions, but if you were to summarize some of the practical ways that my audience can do what you're doing and continue to face these challenges in the built environment and continue to be inspired to upskill and learn new things, put it all together for us, Lawrence. How would you ask them to go about doing that? How do we be an asset champion as we head into the future of the built environment together?
Absolutely. My advice is commit to Class A customer service and your continuous professional development. Align yourselves with professional institutions such as IFMA, APA, and embrace new technologies, including AI, use of good CMMS packages, and other global best practices that will elevate the profession. I would say hire and promote your colleagues based on their competence, capability, and merit rather than familiarity, and encourage international collaboration and labor specialization to ensure that the industry has the skills and that our colleagues has access to the skills, that they have access to innovation and that we use the innovation and the expertise that we need to meet the challenges of the future in the built environment. And remember, people first, safe environments, and use the technology that we have in order to provide the services that true FMs deliver.
Amazing. There it is, everybody. Lawrence Boodasingh with a summary, kind of a synopsis, putting it all in a nutshell of what it takes to be a FM leader today. I really do appreciate it. Lawrence, this has been a wonderful conversation. We'll continue the conversation in Anaheim, Mickey Mouse's hometown. And I hope I don't get too big of a smile on my face if I head over to Disneyland for a day or two. But I look forward to seeing you there. Safe travels. And thank you for taking time to join me on the Asset Champion podcast.
Absolutely. It's been a great pleasure being here, Mike. And I wish you all the best.
Wonderful. And thank you all for listening and hopefully watching this interview on YouTube. I hope you're enjoying these conversations. As I mentioned earlier, and I hope you're being inspired by them. There are so many great stories to be told in the world of IFMA and facility and asset management. We'll continue to do it here as long as they let us. So thank you for joining today. And I hope in some small way we've encouraged and inspired you to be an asset champion. Peace out.
Peace out.